Welcome to Excel for Work video 4. Excel formatting explained, layout versus data. In this video we are going to talk about formatting. But before we touch anything, I need to clear up a very common confusion. There are two different kinds of formatting in Excel. One changes how things look, and the other changes how Excel understands the data. In this lesson, we are only focusing on how things look. We are only focused on the layout and visual formatting. We'll cover data formats like currencies, dates, percentages in a later video. Layout formatting is all about readability. It helps humans understand the spreadsheet faster, but it does not change the values or calculations. For example, bold headers, column widths, borders, row height, and alignment. So go ahead and open up your Excel spreadsheet. You can open it and just type anywhere. We're going to put in there branch. Doesn't matter where it is. We're going to go product, next column, quantity sold, next column, sales rep, and sales. When you've done that, we're going to go into just under branch, the row under branch, and we're going to type in east, west, north, south, etc., etc. In Excel, you can just press the first letter in a column and it will bring up all the suggestions. So let's go to products. We got pen. Let's just put in eraser. Let's put in sharp. No. Let's just go eraser. Let's just say we've only got these three to sell. Okay. And we've got eraser. Quantity sold. Under there, just put in any quantity you want. Oh, I'm going to change my format in there. Don't worry about this for this stage. Okay, we're just going to put in quantities over here. Sales rep, let's just make up a name like John, Gary, Lucy. Okay. Okay, then we're just going to go under there, and so this is what the people have sold. And let's just say the sales, we just put in figures here, 24, 30, 35, and we're going to go through here. What we have done is we have just created a table. Don't worry if you're catching up, it's perfectly fine. If we look at this, we now have a basic table that could form the basis of a report. We have several options now, especially when your spreadsheets get bigger, to keep things looking nice and easy to find. So if you go to your ribbon and you're on your Home tab, you'll see this tab mainly deals with formats. If we look here, we've got bold. If you hover over a button or an icon in the ribbon, a pop down will come and it will tell you what that feature is. You'll also notice on some of them they have little arrows next to them. If you click on that arrow, it will open a drop down menu to give you more options to deal with that function. For now, we're going to keep things pretty simple. We're going to go to these and we are going to say we want these to be bold. So we'll go up to the ribbon, we'll find the bold, and we'll click it. If we click off there, you'll see now everything has been made bold. Let's say, for example, we have an item called a Billy Tilly. Okay. That obviously is bigger than the cell. If we go to Excel and we double click on the column at the end, you will see Let's just put in a really big figure here just to show you. You double click until this changes black. You'll see at the end there, you got your arrow. It'll change to black and pull down. If you double click it, it will automatically adjust the column width. The same will happen with column rows. However, it's mainly columns that are the ones that need to be adjusted. So let's just take this out for now. So now let's say we want to make this italic. We can just click the italic button or the underline button. If we want it to have a double underline, we can just click here. We can double underline it. This is all about readability and making people be familiar with your spreadsheets quickly. We've got our headers and structures. So let's just take this off. You just simply unclick it to do away with the effect you put on. This is definitely not decoration. This is clarity. You can see now, we can see very clearly branch, product, quantity sold, and sales rep. Now let's adjust the column width so that the text isn't cut off. So let's practice this again. We've just done it. Just type anything random in there. Right, when you've done that, we are going to go to our column and we are going to get our little arrow that points both directions, and we're going to double click it and it will open up. Now if there's too much space, you can do it again and it will shrink it. So it will auto adjust to the size. Excel should never feel cramped. We can also align numbers and text so the spreadsheet feels clean and intentional. Let's go ahead and put a border around here. So if this is our report that we want to present, we can highlight the entire table with all the data selected by left clicking, highlighting it all. Next to the underline button, you'll see there's border. Currently it says no border. We click on the drop down menu and let's say we want outside borders. As you can see, there's many options there, so you can just select them as you wish. For now, we're just going to use outside border. Let's make this even cleaner. Let's put a border within a border. So we only want to highlight or have these bordered to separate them from the actual data. If we click this, we get a border block. A common way to do it as well is to separate each column as such. However you want to do it and however it visually is appealing to you, doesn't really make a difference. But yeah, we have put a border on and we can straight away see that everything is in order. If we want to arrange things, we can select all the cells. We can go here, can align left, center, or right. So that's what it'll look like with a right, a mid, and a left. You can also align these as to where you want them. So if you want them at the top of the cell like that, or in the middle, or at the bottom, as it's preset. This will come into play at a later stage. I will go into that with greater detail. So here we have our table, and it helps to guide the eye, especially when spreadsheets get larger. Notice I'm using them very lightly. The goal is structure and not clutter. At this stage, we are not changing cell formats, as in number formats or date formats. They are still just numbers. Currency symbols, percentages, and date formats come later, once the basics are solid. So here's the key takeaway. Formatting does not change the data. It only changes how the data is presented. A clean layout makes Excel easier to use, easier to understand, and easier to trust. Lastly, we can also go here if we wish, and you notice you've got all these icons, which I suggest that you play with to see what they do. You can change the color. As you can see, that really makes that stand out even more. You can change the color of the text. There are many options, and the best thing to do is to play around with it. But this is basically just how to make something visually appealing. So we can go here and we can make it like that. Looks so much neater. Play around, set up a table of your own. Don't worry about the actual cell formatting, just to visually make it look much better, easier to understand, and easier to read. In the next video, we'll move from the visual layout into Excel's real power. This is where the fun begins. Formulas. This is where Excel starts doing the work for you. Make sure you download the free starter sheet so you can follow along and practice. I'll see you in Excel for Work, video 5.